So I don't know. But
Oh, me.
all right, guys, welcome back. Glorious House of Games podcast. We got a guest with us today. Jake is one of our members. Been a member for a good little bit. Jake, you come in about once a year and max out, don't you?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
It's kinda what I'm known
he
for.
usually gets some max on at least one lift, when he comes back. So he's getting stronger somehow. I don't know what he's doing. Yeah, that's country strength. That's that's that farmer strength.
That's right. That's
But
right.
he's been gone for a little bit. You've been we're out on the coast.
So, Freeport, Texas is about an hour south of Houston.
Okay. And how you like Freeport compared to here? I know we live in Fulton, Mississippi, so it's kind of a smaller town.
I mean, I like smaller towns, so,
Yeah.
Freeport, it's a bunch of oil refineries, all that. So, I mean, there ain't much to look at.
Now, how's the traffic and the people? Is it pretty big, active, or?
Not really. Not really. It's kind of a smaller area.
So similar to here in a way?
Kind of. I mean, it's probably bigger than here, yeah. But
Yeah.
there's not a lot to there either.
Is there anything to do there, or is it about like here?
There's not much. You pretty much have to go to Houston or Galveston if you want to do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tomlin, Tomlin's in the National Guard, and right now we got Jake, and he's a Coast Guard. I don't know if you want to tell him your position in the Coast Guard or anything like that. Nah, okay, all right. But anyway, he's been. How long you been down there? You think?
So I've been in Texas for just over a year now.
Okay. You liking it so far?
It's all right.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
How's the work?
Work's not hard. I mean, compared to working for Roadrunner, it ain't nothing.
Yeah.
It ain't nothing.
Oh, Jake pushed you to work, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, you know he did.
Oh, I know he did. He ain't gonna let nothing slide past you. But,
No.
Go stack them tires.
Tom was just telling me just a little bit ago, he's trying to go to a school to go up for another rank, which is
Go up to sergeant.
E5. Yeah. So, and how long you been in the Guard, Tom?
Been in 3 years. I got three more years in my first contract, and then I can re-sign if I want to. But I'm hoping I can do 20 if my life lets me.
Yeah. How do you feel about re-signing? You want to, or?
I feel like I should, because I can make a career out of it, retire, and then have that money.
You can draw more if the longer you're in.
But I don't like shaving my face.
I don't think he's that worried about it. He's not growing nothing anyway. I mean,
Oh.
how long you been growing that mustache for?
This mustache.
About since high school.
No,
Yeah.
this is my second or third one. I shave it off and it comes back.
Oh, okay.
But just going to drill once a month and being gone like a whole month, I don't like being away from family and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're talking about a deployment next year. After that one deployment, I feel like I should have all I need and just be done with it. But
So I bet Jake's over here punching the air because he's over here like, yeah, look at this weekend warrior. Only gone for a month. I'm gone for.
I mean,
About 11.
I see the appeal. I do.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's a good appeal about the National Guard. Especially I thought about it for paying my college bills, to be honest with you. But fortunately, I'm fortunate enough to not have to do that, and I get to spend most of
You'd
my time
have to cut
studying.
your hair.
Oh,
I know you won't do that.
I would. Actually, I've been thinking about cutting my hair a little bit. I wanted to grow it out before I lost it.
somebody video that and play it on repeat. He never cuts his hair, and you're thinking about it.
I went 2 years when we had lockdown. That's when I started. I was like, man, I want to grow my hair before I wind up losing this, because look at my biological father. Hell, I'm gonna be bald in another 4 years. So.
Oh yeah.
It's already started.
I'll tell you, maybe you got your more genes from Adina than you did
I
Daniel.
don't think so.
So we'll see. But speaking of before we got started, we were talking about Jack Daniels. Jake likes a little bit of whiskey here and there, but it sounds like you've been kind of not having as much anymore. Or?
Yeah, I mean, well, I definitely don't have as much as I used to.
Yeah, kind of got shit to do now.
Yeah. It's kind of harder to find time to do that kind of
But he's
stuff
still
now.
on that one drink, though. That one and only.
I like Dr. Pepper, though. I'm going to be honest. I stopped drinking it for a little bit. Past year and a half, I've been really drinking more Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
I don't know. When I had COVID, I liked Coca-Cola. And then, when I had COVID, Coke tastes like battery acid now. But thank God it didn't mess with how Dr. Pepper tastes. If one thing had to go and Pepsi and Coke were it, whatever. I'll let it go. But, so what you been up to?
Just working. Got a promotion at AT&T, assistant manager.
Yeah.
Besides that, just Army, work.
Kind of a full schedule though, ain't you? Because
Life,
he goes now. AT&T hours are pretty damn long if you don't know. I mean,
9 in the morning to 7 at night.
Yeah, and he's got to get there a little bit earlier than 9 some days because he's got to open up, and so he's out there at like 8:30 to damn near 9 o'clock sometimes at night, and then he has to work out if he wants and make time for the wife. So it's like almost impossible throughout the week to find time. I mean, I'm always pestering like, hey man, you want to come over and record another martial arts video or.
And then I'll say no, and he's like, come on, bro. Come on.
Hey man, just come on, bro. It won't be long. Or like, you want to work out?
And then if I come over and work out, I go home. Wife's already in bed, and I'm like, well,
yeah,
by myself now.
Yep. And he gets in the doghouse if he stays up on the game or some shit.
Yeah, he doesn't take credit for it at all.
Oh, no, I barely get on the game. It's all him and his cousin are the one that game a lot.
Okay.
I don't have time to game as much anymore, but he's all the way over there. He crack one open every night on the damn game. Yeah. I've tried to slow down myself a little bit, but I don't know. Me and Tom came over to my house about Wednesday a couple weeks ago, and I bought a few, and we were playing Call of Duty, and I only drank 6. But
6 out of 12, just like
yeah, not bad.
gosh.
That's rookie numbers compared to what we used to do.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Whole bottle, Jakes. Just go ahead and take it.
Yeah. But finding any hot Latinas down there yet, or
You got your eyes on a few. I know you do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. Yeah. How's the men down there with you that you're working with?
Yeah, all the guys there are pretty nice. Yeah.
Kind of just from all over, or like more south centralized, or
no, they're really from all over. I got some guys from, California all the way to, trying to think of what the one island's called.
Guam?
That guy's from. No, not
talking about
Guam.
north, up north, like northeast.
No. I don't remember the name of it.
Not Rhode Island, is it, or anything?
No. It's like an actual island in the.
Okay.
I don't know.
In the middle of the damn. Yeah. I can see the appeal to wanting to be on the Coast Guard if you're on a damn island surrounded by water,
Yeah.
But it's a little different when you're on the mainland and then you're out there. Are you spending a lot of time patrolling on boats or?
So, yeah, we have so many hours a day we have to get, really we have so many hours per year we have to do, and we plan out. Our patrols. Is
it a lot of monitoring a radio for distress signals or anything like that?
Yeah. And so that actually that mostly goes through sector now.
Mm-hmm.
We used to have radio watchstanders, but now that's moved more towards our sector, which is Galveston.
Yeah.
They monitor all that, and they'll let us know if there's an issue going on.
So is that done on mainland, or are you out there on a boat, or do you guys stay on mainland and get out on a boat every now and then to?
So we stay on. So. There's different parts of it. I'm at a small boat station, so we're mostly, right there on land, but we can launch at any time.
Okay, that's pretty good. Kind of like a rapid response thing in a way?
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all focus more on rescue or just kind of everything?
So, we have 2 main things, which is search and rescue and law enforcement. That's our 2 main priorities.
That's why I didn't know if you were more, if you were designated like you're either search and rescue or you're designated more enforcing, the law and the laws of the coast, I guess,
right.
laws of the water.
No, it's you're really doing both. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you plan on just doing your one contract, or you plan on making a career out of it?
I'm not entirely sure. Kind of depends on what my options are towards the end of my 4 years.
Still a little early in the process.
Yeah.
Enjoyment 1 out of 10. How you feeling?
So I mean, it's kind of hard to say because I enjoy the people I'm working with, doing all that. I don't enjoy being so far from home, right?
Yeah.
And every day's a new thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because they'll stick you on grunt work in the military.
Mm-hmm.
Does the pay reflect the time away from home or not really?
No, it's so mostly it's a pay grade. So right now I'm making so much as the rank I am.
Off like rank, so it's rank based pay.
And then there are certain things that'll get you more or less pay.
Okay.
But it's not really time away from home. It's not really work you're doing. It's more where you're at. All that.
How's the opportunities for overtime for both of y'all? Do y'all have any opportunities for overtime, or is it just kind of like you're constantly on the clock? There's nothing else you can do to make any more money off the career, or what?
Well, every once in a while, the word will come up about orders. And
Yeah.
you can go do like special schooling, get more orders and stuff like that, and you'll be getting paid as active for National Guard. That's the way it is.
Okay.
So, well, for me, it's not really. I've got my pay grade. I don't really get overtime, but I can accept orders to go on temporary duty assignment, which is actually what I just did. I just got back from Key West, Florida.
How was that?
Great place to visit. I wouldn't want to live there.
Just too damn much traffic and people? Or,
Traffic's bad. Once you can spend a week there and pretty much see everything there is to see.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 months was a long time, and 3, everything is way more expensive down there.
I'm sure. Yeah. I'm sure. I know. I was actually looking for places to eat. I stumbled across a forum. There's actually I forgot what fort it is. It's a fort. You may be familiar with it. Pretty sure it's Coast Guard in Destin, Florida, like right there.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Anyway, the guardsmen there, they were always like, they were commenting on these forums. I was scrolling through like, oh, what's the cheapest place to eat down here? Everything's too damn expensive because it's like a Fort Walton Beach. It's like kind of like a tourist trap in a way.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so it's kind of funny like seeing everybody that's stationed there. Stationed there for a few months. Like, damn, fuck this price, dude. Like mid-ass food, and I'm paying like premium for it.
Yeah.
But anyway, it seems like it's nice. It seems like a job that would be good for someone that wants to travel, especially in the States, and kind of just on the coast of the United States.
Well, we also have cutters that go out of state, and we have one that's goes through Antarctica. Mm-hmm. We have some that go see the Northern Lights and all that.
That's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Would you ever consider doing that? Maybe once, or
I might do
possibly?
It once.
Yeah, just to see it.
Just to see it.
Yeah. That'd be pretty cool. If you ever did, you'd have to take a picture.
What's y'all's hours during the day? Because I saw where you went to like a rodeo or something.
So it's more of a firefighter schedule for me. Mm-hmm. It's not like that for all Coast Guardsmen, but it's 2 on, 2 off.
I got you.
And then sliding weekends.
So you get off at a certain time, just like a normal job, and then you're gone for the rest of the day.
No. When we're on, we stay at the station. So
I'm talking about like, because I'm sure you didn't have that whole day off. You probably got off at a certain time and then went to that bull ride and all that stuff.
No. Well, the way it works is, 1 week I'll work Monday, Tuesday, and then I'm at the station for the whole time. Mm. I'll get off for Wednesday and Thursday, be completely off after we do our morning, quarters is what we call it. But it's basically just a morning meeting. Mm-hmm. Once we get Liberty, we're off Wednesday, Thursday, come back Friday, work the weekend. Next week, off Monday, Tuesday, work Wednesday, Thursday, off the weekend.
I need that.
Yeah.
It does make it hard to do things just because, that's not how most people are, so it's kind of hard to plan anything with anybody.
Yeah, but it seems like it gives you a little bit more, I don't know, I feel like I'd have a better work experience if I did like 2 to 3 days and then I got off, 2 to 3 days right after. Mm-hmm. Instead of going 5 days and having 2 days and then going right back to the 5-day grind.
Right.
I don't know, it just seems like...
You also got to think, the way I'm doing it, we stay at the station. We don't leave the station for those 2 days at all.
That's true. Speaking of on station, is there a lot of stuff to do on station as far as like, is there food or anything else that's like outside of the norm? Or
So... Some stations, yes. My station, no. We are a very small, remote station.
Yeah. Ain't shit there, huh?
No.
Well, what do y'all do for fun on station? Y'all just, y'all got kind of rec rooms with ping pong tables and pool tables or anything like that?
Ping pong king right here.
Oh, yeah.
So, a lot of the time, we got football. We'll play some football. We're working right now to get a basketball, basketball thing set up, but a lot of the times, we can play cards on the rec deck or, watch TV.
Do you guys have a firing range or anything that you guys can train at on the station or anything?
Not our station. We have to go up to Galveston to do it.
Okay. Is that like? Is there mandatory times to go up there and practice? And if there is, can you go up by yourself or request to go up there and just train or?
Not 100% sure on the asking about it because, normally I just go to an outside range if I want to, shoot while I'm there.
Yeah.
But, we do, we have to do it so many times per year to keep our qualifications for law enforcement.
What about the ammunition when you go up there? Do you have to pay for it? Is it supplied?
For training with, Coast Guard?
Yeah.
It's supplied.
Yeah.
It's supplied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about gear? Do they make you pay for like any of your gear that you got, or
no. You get issued? You either you'll get issued your belt and your vest, and then you'll sign out firearms.
Okay. And you never lose military equipment.
No.
Oh my gosh. Because it'll be like $5 they paid for it, but they'll tell you it's $1,000.
Yeah. Yep.
It sucks.
That's why people keep up with that shit though.
God.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah. How about you? Did you have to pay for any of your equipment when you first started, or boots, anything?
So basically, basic training, it was way different than it was for anybody else because we went through and like we were at the reception for like a month. So I was actually gone longer than I was supposed to, but they came and got us, took us there, and basically they just shoved everything in bags and threw it at us. And some of the shirts didn't fit, boots didn't fit, we had blisters and everything, but they didn't care. And we got everything, and if you lost it, you had to pay for it. But if you didn't lose it, you just used what they got, and that's what they gave you.
How was yours?
So, I actually did have to. They actually did take it out of our pay for the equipment they issued us in boot camp. So we had to pay for our boots and our everything, but it was taken out of our check from while we were at boot camp.
And that's norm. Do you know about how much they took out though?
I knew it when it happened, but I can't think of it off the top of my head now.
Guesstimate or anything?
Probably maybe
5, maybe
5 to 6. I want to say.
That's what I want to say too.
They did installments. It's not like they just took $600 out of one paycheck.
Right. And that's a good way to do it anyway. Yeah. I'd rather be paid a little bit less here and there to make up for something I had to pay for. But how's the fitting on it? They throw it at you like that, or do you actually get fitted?
So no, we actually went to the place on base where they make all the stuff, and we actually got fitted for everything.
Good.
Must be nice.
Yeah. I don't know if I could run around in damn boots that don't fit me. Like that shit would rub me raw, and it would fucking break my feet up so fucking bad. I have a hard time finding shoes as it is for me. Yeah. I'm literally, I've been buying these Under Armour shoes since high school when I was 15, buying the same damn one so they wear out because it's just the only shoe I found that fits my feet well.
Right.
So that sucks so bad.
What was the hardest thing when you went to training? Like, I know you prepared yourself a little bit for the running and stuff. What did you not prepare for and was hard for you?
So, there's a lot of mind games. Especially in the Coast Guard training. Like, we were talking to some of the some guys that were from the Marine Corps that were transferring to Coast Guard. They said, as far as mentality goes, Coast Guard training was actually harder.
Gotcha.
I mean, they are very good at simulating a very stressful environment.
And I know Coast Guard's based around like being on boats out on the water. How much of the training at boot camp was
in the water? Like
focused on like swimming and all that stuff?
So, not really a lot because we had, we qualified for our swim. We had to do, I think it was like a 200-meter swim, in X amount of time.
And you did that perfect.
Oh, that was easy. I ain't gonna lie. But
because by the way, this stud right here was on the swim team. By the way,
yeah, I was.
And you were in band. Did you have any other sports or just swim?
So not for high school at least. Like I played some when we were little, but
Okay. How was swim in high school? You like it?
I loved it.
You think it helped you a little bit to already have that swim experience before going to
100%,
Oh yeah,
100%.
yeah.
Fish out of water.
Even if I didn't really keep up with it as much after I got out of high school and before I joined the military.
You still could swim well and you knew how to.
Yes, yeah. I knew the proper techniques, which already helps out a lot.
Let me ask you something. Did they ask you to float?
Yes. So that was actually the second. That was actually our second out of our 2, swim exercises we did. Was you had to float. You had to tread water for 5 minutes. It was.
Okay. Tread water or just like stand still float?
Tread water.
Okay, so you just if
just
you float, you'd float. If not, you had to fucking tread. Yeah, I'll tell you one thing: I'd be fucking treading because I lost the ability.
That's what I'm saying.
When I was like 16, I used to be able to float. I fucking can't now.
Yeah,
my legs go down, my ass goes down. I don't know if anybody else has that problem that you've trained with or whatever, but I just can't fucking float anymore.
Yeah,
but whatever, it is what it is.
But the thing about the swim was if you didn't pass, your initial swim, you had to go every morning to work out and train swim because in week 6 you had to retest.
Yeah. Hey, it's good that they gave you an opportunity to retest though for those that maybe struggled or wanted to get better score.
Did you have a sight on your weapon you were sighting in with?
So I actually got so in Coast Guard training they only have you shoot the pistol.
Oh, okay.
But my group got unlucky with COVID because we were doing our classroom training, which, you know, clearing, making sure you know how to manipulate the weapon before you actually go to training. One of the people that were in our building actually tested positive for COVID, so we had to leave our training to go for the entire company to get tested.
He had a. Didn't you have another experience where someone tested positive? You guys were quarantining away, like you guys were segregated from the rest of them.
Like we went during the whole COVID cycle,
Yeah,
and like that's why we were at reception for so long, and they forgot about us. And then as soon as we get to our barracks at our station or our duty station, we're sleeping one night, and drill sergeant's coming there and get some guy, and we're trying to figure out where he went, and him and his bunkmate, because they had the beds basically cornered off in certain parts of the room. That whole corner, the two people, they just took them out, and they had to be quarantined in their own building.
Jesus.
But other people, they wanted to be quarantined because when you're quarantined, you're not getting yelled at, and they got to get stuff delivered to them. Like they had people Ubering stuff to them because they could use like.
You got that baby
stuff.
treatment for a couple of weeks, huh? Yeah.
But they were doing it without getting caught, but they knew they could do it.
Yeah. I know a lot of people. They manipulated the system when COVID was going around, and you know they got off a little more free than people that's gone through.
There's some
in the
people
past.
that should have got yelled at and they didn't.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
We were told if you fail this, you can't go on and you'll get reclassed. Nobody whatsoever got reclassed. And there's people that couldn't throw their grenade, couldn't do the run, and they didn't reclass. They got sent to their duty station. And I feel like that hurt more people than it did help them.
The men of America.
Because all you had to do was it was a dummy grenade. You pulled the pin and you had to throw it over a wood wall about that tall, and it had to go over a rope. And I mean,
my grandfather got one of his Purple Hearts for when he was training. He was teaching people how to throw a grenade. Dude threw the grenade, dropped down in the hole, and he didn't throw it. And the shit rolled back into the damn hole. So my grandfather got down there and pulled him out, and it blew up, and he got shrapnel in him from pulling him out. Dude didn't get no shrapnel in him. That's why we got one of the Purple Hearts.
Hand.
But that shit, I bet that was stressful though. See that? Because hell, that would have killed him. You know,
100%.
And
there's a dude from Thailand that didn't want to throw the grenade. He was scared of it. So what they did is, I guess, just to make fun of him or whatever, they called him Sauce because he was so funny and everything. They basically put a dynamite out there or something, and they run the cord out, and they let him push it down and blow up.
That's funny. I don't know. It's just it's a big difference in the training as the years went on. You know, from the middle 1900s to late 1900s to now the middle 2000 early 2000s, but it's still middle. I think around like 2008, 2010 when the wartime kind of started dying down. Obama was still pretty active in the war scene, but after all that, I think we started becoming more in a peaceful state, and I think the training was more geared towards safety of the participants versus really just ensuring that they're hardened to go out there and be on front lines. And I don't see really nothing too wrong with that, especially if we are right now we're in peacetime, and there's some, I forgot what it is, there's some medal now that everybody's got until 2 years ago, because now we're in a peacetime and they don't get there's something that you can display. I forgot what it is, but
I've heard
I know what you're talking about.
I've heard that some people are trying to say that the U.S. and the government is trying to use Ukraine as a cover-up for us actually being at war with Russia.
It's possible. I mean, we had the Wagner Group. The Pentagon lost $6.2 or $6.3 billion, and then the next day the Wagner Group, which is a military militia group that has good ties with the Russian military, took over Russian land. And then there was talk, that the town had already been evacuated, and then the RCIA was involved in it. And so, that's all speculation. Nothing's really came to light of that, and that kind of got brushed under the rug now. And
That's a lot of things now.
And then Wagner actually pulled out of that. As soon as, we took it over and Ukraine took it over, Wagner pulled out of it. And now they're back with Russia. So I don't know how that worked out and how they were able to get back in good relations with Russia unless they took the $6.3 billion and gave it to Russia. I got no idea. But
we got to be prepared.
Yeah, hell, they may have went straight to Putin and been like, "Hey, man, CIA is willing to pay us $6.3 billion just to take over this small little town. You want it, And here we are thinking we're doing something, good for taking some land back. But and BlackRock and J.P. Morgan also, we lost a shit ton of money from the government, and now they're setting up banks in Ukraine. Yeah. So it's just a way to solidify their wealth, and it's all for money, It really is, and that's what really sucks about it, because there's not a lot to fight for anymore now, except for people securing their position and power and their wealth.
Yeah.
But it's something that we definitely need because it is very possible, with China and Russian relations, strengthening, and with our current president now, I mean, you can vote for anybody you want, obviously, but the person we got in power now, I don't really think is capable of being president, in my opinion. And I don't think that I feel like now more than ever there's a lack of democracy, and it's kind of a uniparty. It's kind of like they're cloaked in Republican or Democrat blankets, but it doesn't really matter because there's shadow puppets and people. Yeah, they're gonna do whatever the government wants to do. They're gonna fucking do it. Yeah. So, this is how I feel about that. But I think everybody here, we're pro gun anyway. I think everybody at this table, and how do you guys feel about guns? Since we're just talking about
it.
I love them. You think most people should have training to be able to use them, or?
So me personally, I think it should be taught in school, just proper firearm safety.
It used to be.
I know.
It used to be.
I know. It should be. It should still be.
And people used to bring their damn rifles to school and put them up in a locker, and then they go out with their buddy and hunt right after school, go home with them, carry them on school buses and stuff, and it's just now people got so much hatred and they can't put their ego down, and so they
because the world's ruined it for everybody.
Yeah, and they'll pick up the weapon, they'll kill somebody, and there's no second thought about it. So I don't know. It's crazy how we went from only not even 100 years ago, when we were doing that. Yeah. And now we can't even, have a weapon. If anybody sees someone conceal carrying, they may go and tell somebody and get the cops involved because they're like, oh my God, he's got a gun,
Right. I wonder if it'd be a bad idea if they did that at the VOTEC. Like just about guns. Because, they got the police, they got cars, welding, painting. They can make gun safety and just knowledge about guns, they can make that a class at the VOTEC.
They could, but I mean...
They won't.
They're not going to do it, and obviously because now there's also that mental health, issue going on, and so it's everybody should. I don't think everybody should. Everybody doesn't deserve to have a weapon in their hand, right?
You're right.
You don't know what they're going through or what their mental state is at the moment, especially if they don't have proper training, and you give them a weapon, you're like, here you go, like a damn vending machine, like most people think America is. You think you come over here, put $1 in a vending machine, get a fucking
What procedures?
Assault weapon that's fully automatic, but...
What procedures y'all think they should do to ensure that the wrong person doesn't get a gun?
I don't think there really is anything you can do. You can do... What they want to do is to have a psychiatric exam, but I think that's a way to prevent law-abiding citizens and people that should have guns from getting them, I think that they could come in there and be like, okay, well, I just don't like you, so I'm not going to let you have it, Yeah.
100%.
What about? Do y'all think all military personnel should have a weapon of their own? Because I've heard of
yes.
Not saying it's bad for vets or any people that were in the military to have guns, but there's been vets that go crazy and think they're back in
I've seen that, but more than likely, unfortunate as it is, the male suicide rate is really high, and especially a combat vet. A lot of people, and even police officers, I forgot what there's some name for it for police officers because that happens a lot, but a lot of people that's been in the shit a lot of people that's been in combat a lot, they'll wind up it's hard to find a purpose because once you're in that situation, it doesn't matter where you're at for the rest of your life, you're always still going to be that soldier or that police officer that was out there, and you don't see the world as everybody else, and it really changes your perspective, and sometimes it will cause strain in their relationships, drive their family away, cause a divorce, and then they're left alone, and it really increases suicide. So unfortunate as that is how.
I mean, really the only thing we can do is we can try and give them better access to facilities to help them with that. That's all we can do.
Yep. But, and then we got the Wounded Warrior Project, which is really good, especially for those that are wounded in combat. And it's very demoralizing for someone to be a soldier, out there and have a purpose. And then for them to get their leg blown off and be wheelchair ridden, and I know that's very kind of make me choke up a little bit because I can imagine being wheelchair ridden for the rest of my life because I don't think I could do it. I mean, I really think I'd go to Canada.
Like it would drive me insane.
I think I'd go to Canada for assisted suicide eventually because I don't think I could find quality of life in being or even a paraplegic. So I got really good sympathy, and those people were definitely stronger than me as individuals because I don't know if I could do it. But as far as the guns 100%. Go. I don't know. I feel like maybe a 24-hour hold is okay. Maybe. I think you should get it immediately, especially if you have a firearms permit that's valid. Get it immediately. Yeah. No firearms permit, maybe not.
See, I don't know that we can regulate anyway to,
yeah.
you know, kind of curb that. Because, I mean, look at the war on drugs. That's been going on for, what, 20 years?
Oh, yeah, you're never...
And they can't even keep it out of schools or prisons, right? So how are you going to keep firearms out of the hands of
And now
people?
we got 3D printers, thank God, that we can you know, make them. And
so, I mean, I don't think you can regulate that way. I think the only thing you can do is be better prepared to deal with it.
Yeah, and like at that Nashville elementary school shooting that wasn't too long ago, I mean, I actually did a video on it. And they blamed the shooter so much, but it's like, if the government and the facilities, it was a private school, but they were actually thinking about doing it to a public school, but it had more security than the private one. So they went after the private one because it's easier targets.
See, that's my thing about, you know, gun-free zones.
Yeah, you're disarming the good citizens.
That just makes an easy target. Look at the you know, statistics for mass shootings. Almost 80% of them are happening in gun-free zones because they're easy targets.
Yep. And I mean, yeah, and that's why, you know, concerts that they're stripping, you know, taking their guns away and making sure no one's got a weapon in there. Well, somebody that can, you know, maybe in a hotel room, you know, not drawing back to the Las Vegas, you know, whatever. Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like, and that's probably an inside job, but we're not going to get into that. But, and it's funny that a lot of these mass shootings, they'll use exactly what the government's trying to ban. And I'm not saying the government is the one doing it, but I think there is some correlation between some of these, definitely. And
100%.
it just seems like, and that's why I'm going back to like the security thing. If it's such a problem, and it's like we know it's a problem, why is there not more aids for the youth for mental health? Why is there not more aids for you know, defense, like having the post up like Walmart? Hell, even Walmart has the post up. Someone can fucking drive through the damn glass, and if you put bulletproof glass in there, the shooter in Nashville want to be able to shoot at the glass, and you know, it's like if you had a proper security team that was watching the cameras, they might actually see them be able to announce a lockdown before the shooter even makes their way in, you know? Yeah. And then if you have, I think you should have police officers on site, you know, maybe at least one school officer, depending on the size of the building, maybe two.
Yep.
And if teachers got their CCWs,
Exactly.
got their weapons permit, I think they should carry. And I think
100%.
I think if every teacher was able to do that, I think shooters would think twice about entering a fucking building, because you're like, holy fuck. These teachers are, I'm threatening these teachers, and they all have weapons. I don't know where they're all going to be, and I can be popped in the back of the head by one of them. They're just waiting somewhere, right? Yeah. And so I think it makes them, you know, hesitate on it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, that kind of goes back to, like, again, you know, look at the targets, you know, these people are picking. I mean, you don't see them go into, like, a, you know, firearm showing, do you?
No.
You don't see that.
No, you don't see them go to the NRA meeting and shoot it up, right? They go to churches where weapons are usually prohibited and frowned upon. And, you know, I don't think weapons should be in a church, but, you know, this day and age, I think you have to take that upon yourself, whether you want to bring it in or not.
So, all right, so I think a good thing that my church has done is we've taken some of the, you know, well-trusted men of the congregation, and we've actually had them go through, get their, you know, carry license, and we're having them act as security for the church.
And see, that's what's good about these southern churches like mine and yours, is I'm actually on the security team of my church.
Right.
And so when I'm there, I usually, I get up during the middle of the service, I'll make a 15-minute round, I'll walk downstairs, I'll walk upstairs, I'll walk outside, make sure there's no domestic violence occurring in cars, make sure, you know, everything's, you know, dandy, right? And, you know, during that walkthrough, if anybody is trying to do something they're not supposed to do, hopefully, you know, one of us that's walking through will catch them, hear something, you know, that's going on, and maybe be able to do a preventative measure before they get to the congregation. And the good thing is, if they get to the congregation, you have these individuals spread out throughout the church that know, that are constantly, not just completely paranoid, but, you know, ready for a threat if the threat does, you know, show up. And I think that's really good to protect the people that don't feel comfortable carrying, don't want to get the training, don't want to have anything to do with firearms. I think it's good to protect them and, you know, give them a safety net. So, yeah, I think that's a really good fucking thing. And, you know, the defense systems, you know, and it's funny to me, the people that are higher up trying to take away our Second Amendment and restrict us down to magazine capacity and all this shit are the same ones with security that has, you know, bulletproof vest on. They got fucking full-size mags in their weapons, and if they can, they got fully automatic MP5s. You know, depending on the location and whatever the hell they got, right? And it's like you want to have the best of the best for yourself, and it's like they're in such like a superiority that it's like they'll never experience vulnerability.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter about the rest of the general public. You know, one person, you know, one woman gets raped here because she don't have a weapon and no way to defend herself. One man gets robbed and killed over here because he didn't have a weapon, couldn't carry. And and obviously the people that are doing this are carrying weapons.
Yep.
They don't care. They're already committing the crime.
Exactly.
So what's another one, right? And most of these people don't have anything to lose. They don't have a job. They're living off the government, and so they don't have to show up anywhere. They can be out at any time, and they kill you. They think they can get away with it because they're stupid as fuck, for one.
Yeah.
And two, if they do get caught, they get free meal and free bed, you know. And we as a state, we're not going to give them death penalty even if they do get death penalty for another 15 years. So, you know, it's just pretty damn good in their book.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know how you guys feel about all that, but that's kind of how I feel on it.
Yeah.
100%. I know Tomlin just got. I got a light gun. I got a Smith & Wesson M2.0 recently. I put a trigger in it. I really fucking like it. It's got a tack rail. It's the only pistol I got. It's got a little tack rail, and I put a flashlight on it. It's a cheap ass light.
Yeah.
But I showed Tomlin it. He's like, "Yeah, I fucking like that shit." I'm like, "Yeah, positive identification is really fucking good at night, you know."
Yeah.
And I didn't have that luxury because I have my 1911. I really like it. I'm accurate with it. I use a pen light.
Yep.
So I do this, but I lose control. I lose a spare hand to control somebody with. So I went out and made the extra purchases, and then he finally got a light, and he likes it. And I think it's and that goes back to taking on to, you know, you can get in the argument shotgun versus pistol in a house, whatever. Either's fine, but I think you just need to have something for positive identification of your target.
Yeah.
And also something at least for home defense, because there are bad people out there, and eventually
100%.
You will wind up running into becoming a victim of something. I think most people wind up becoming a victim of something, whether it's just petty.
Yep.
You know, it only have to be a weapon involved in it, right? But I think you'll wind up being a victim of something throughout your life, and if not, a loved one or family member. And if you're prepared for that situation, you might be able to handle it better.
Yeah.
And obviously go for de-escalation. You know, if you are presented that moment, give them every chance they can to stop, unless they've already pulled a gun out to you and they're already threatening your life. Then at that moment, I think it's fair game to go ahead and eliminate the threat. But it's fucking sad how the times are getting now.
Yeah.
But you know, thankfully we got good men like Tomlin and Jake here, and they're trained. And then you also have the ability, if you are a private citizen, to go through the proper connections to get certified through an NRA instructor.
Yep.
Or you know, get your firearms, weapons permit, whatever. And I highly recommend it. It's a breeze. It's like I recommend getting training before you go through to ensure you will hit because you do have target certification at the end.
Yep.
But you know, and if you want to go through a combat course, you can and get extra certification. You also get enhanced carry in Mississippi, which is really nice.
Yeah, I still need to go ahead and do that. I ain't done that yet.
That's one of the reasons I want to get mine certified. I hate having to get fingerprints up.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of unconstitutional because I haven't committed a crime. I'm never in a database, yet you want my fingerprints. I don't really like that. But, you know, there's a lot of unconstitutional things now. So
there's a lot.
Yeah, and eventually when I get in the medical field, they'll wind up fingerprinting me anyway. So they're going to have, they do everything they can to get you, you know, as far as they can. But, yeah, anything else you guys want to add? Anything about guns or your careers? Anything you want to talk about? Or
nothing comes to mind.
It's pretty good conversation, to be honest. I enjoyed it. But I'm glad you could make it out today. I know you. How long do you have?
So I'm here till the 19th.
Here the 19th. So what? A couple weeks?
Yeah, it was a little over 2 weeks.
Yeah. And how many times do you get a break in?
So you know the way it works is I earn 2.5 days of leave per month.
Oh fuck yeah!
So you know, ends up being 30 days per year.
So you kind of add it up a little bit, so you can take 2.5 weeks or 2 weeks here and then 2.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I try and come home every 2 to 3 months for at least a few days.
That's better instead of just taking micro drives because it's such a fucking long drive here.
Yeah.
It's not worth it unless you have a good few days. But that's good.
You gonna work while you're down here? You gonna work while you're down here? Or you just gonna relax?
Say hell no. Say hell no.
Nah.
Yeah.
I'm off. I'm off.
Yeah. But
no farm work, Dad. Sorry.
Oh well, I mean, I don't even consider that work anymore. I've already been first day I got back.
Shit.
You know, so the way it worked is I worked the weekend, so I was on Friday, Saturday, and I was on Sunday. My OOD actually overheard me talking about leaving out Monday morning. It actually let me go at 2:00 on Sunday.
Oh.
So you know, I just being me, I just went and drove up. So I got home at like midnight, a little after. Yeah, woke up at about 8 the next morning, and we went and fixed a we went and fixed our catch pen.
Fuck. Always something to do out here.
Oh.
ain't there?
He's like, oh, Jake's back in town. We can work now.
Yeah, that's right.
It seems like at the house and around the house, there's always something else that fucks up or something to do. But at a job, at least you get to go home. I guess.
Yeah.
Amen.
But
work till you get to go home and work.
yeah. Work till you're damn in the grave. It's about now.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you coming out today. I'm
I'm
glad
glad
you
I
had
was
time
here.
to come out. I'm glad we
yeah.
actually got a podcast in because I've been trying to get Jake on for
Gosh.
damn 6 months, I think.
Yeah.
And you know he's been gone, but thankfully he had time while he's been off. But yeah, we're about to go work out. I'm about to hang out just a little bit. Trying to go for 315.
Quit talking about it.
Yeah, we're going to see. How about you? Have you been working out on base or?
Yeah, so, we have our own little weight room on base, and then we have a, depending on what day you're on, Tuesday or Thursday, we have what we call sports day, where we all go and do, little cardio.
Yeah.
I mean, normally it ends up being basketball or something. I normally swim just because I enjoy swimming.
Have you swam in the open water yet or?
I mean, for the Coast Guard?
Yeah.
Not for the Coast Guard.
Is there don't you get like something extra if you do? Is there like certification courses to get like swim in open water?
So, I mean, there's a diver course with, that's part of your rate and all that.
Okay. I was just wondering.
Yeah.
Sorry, last little question. I was curious because I was going to ask it earlier, but anyway, we appreciate you guys coming out. Appreciate you guys listening. Hope you guys have a wonderful evening, wonderful morning wherever you're at. Also, we got an Instagram account where we have memes and stuff. You can go in and follow it at G.H.G18, and it's also on TikTok, Gig18. Yeah, we also got some more content coming out. Me and Tom have been doing a little bit martial arts, how-to tutorials as of late. I'm probably going to kind of shift it back into lifting and nutrition a little bit. And I've been really appreciating the love. We're almost at 800 subscribers, which is really fucking impressive, to be honest with y'all. And some of our tutorial videos, like our reverse punch, that's like 300 views right now, which is really good for a how-to. And then our jab is almost at 700, so doing pretty damn good right now.
It's all because of me.
Oh yeah. It's handsome, but all right, let's get to work out. Woo!